So, my friends, oh, goodness gracious, I'm showing my undershirt. I look like it's Mo Shave November, this No Shave November thing, Cameron Mendy. Ms. Goo called me a ragamuffin again this morning. She said, you are a ragamuffin.
You do.
She says, go get shaved.
You do need to, because we're supposed to take pictures.
Today is the last day.
On Monday.
So my goal is to get a cut on Monday morning. That is my goal. We'll see what happens. But it's definitely getting a little out of control. But no, hold on. What's wrong?
Give me your coffee mug.
Why?
Happy holidays. I'm sharing with you.
Oh, Cameron Mendy is sharing me her coffee. So she's pouring it in there. So the thing is, her lips have been all over that.
Whatever.
That's okay. I kissed you when you were a baby. Thank you, my dear. You are marvelous. Yes, I have no coffee because there was a terrible circumstance.
There was an incident that happened this morning.
Terrible. Show yourself, Cameron Mendy, because we have to talk about this.
Oh my goodness.
So first of all, I think Adam sent some pictures of your little.
I don't know that he did.
Well, you need to look.
I haven't looked because I've been trying to get.
So we have to have a conversation before we begin the real thing here. This is very important because
Here, I have them
Cameron
on my
Mendy has quite a.
Here's little Ella.
Oh, yes, an intriguing little family. Hold on, hold that up there again.
Little
yes,
Violet.
There's little Ella and little Violet. You see the two of them right there?
Yes.
Now, listen, I want to tell you, they look very innocent, but
yes.
these two.
Oh, here's Lawrence with this is happening currently. This is in family chat.
Yes, so these are hooligans. These two little girls, they are hooligans. now, listen. Last night they swiped Cameron Mendy's phone.
Well,
yes, swiped, completely ripped off, took the phone, left with Cameron Mendy's phone. Tell the truth, Cameron Mendy. This is exactly what happened.
They spent the night last night at my house, and then my mom came to pick them up this morning so they could go to the Home Depot workshop.
Which is fun. They get to make.
Yes, if you have kids, Home Depot does these free workshops. And it's really...
They're making ornaments and decorations and things.
It's great.
Yes, forget about that, Cameron Mendy. We're talking about your hooligan little nieces.
Yeah, and so anyway, this morning I'm trying to leave for the show, and I'm like, where is my phone? I couldn't find it anywhere. And so Adam pulls up the Google, and it's not in our house. It was
gone.
With my...
It was with the hooligan nieces.
Who stole and they claim they did not steal it.
Oh, yes. Listen, Cameron Mendy, listen. I want to see the chat's opinion on this because this is what all thugs and, terrible, bad character people do. Mm-hmm. They claim that they're innocent. Is that not true, chat? Let's tell the truth. These two little hooligans swiped Cameron Mendy's
little
phone.
Rogues. And Ella had an attitude with me all night, so I don't know.
See?
I think she was trying to get back at me. Anyway, so I've had a rough morning, y'all. But
I got a frantic call this morning, not from Cameron Mendy, from Adam. Thank you, Adam. Adam sends a frantic call. It says Cameron Mendy's phone was swiped by the little hooligans.
Mm-hmm. This is why I named the title Thanksgiving Hangover.
Well, anyway. Cameron Mendy, are you still hungover? Because we had this discussion last week.
Oh, man, I shouldn't have done that. I have regrets. I didn't drink it all, guys. I'm not hungover. I drink coffee.
Ooh, there's a lot. There's something going on in this coffee.
Oh, my gosh.
Cameron Mendy.
Anyway, so, all right.
Is that scotch? Scotch coffee?
So you have to forgive us if we're a little frantic this morning because I wasn't able to do my usual morning prep.
How's the audio? That's my big question. Can everybody hear us? Is everyone saying that? I want to know what the people are saying.
Okay.
I want to hear from the people.
Okay. So here, absolute hooligans.
Yes, see? They did.
I'll press charges. That's from
press charges.
From Patrick.
Press charges. Patrick, you must support Cameron Mendy.
Yeah. Chelsea says that she used to do the little Home Depot woodworking workshop.
Oh, so very nice.
It's good advertising for them for the future because if you want to be a generational place, you got to get them addicted early. So everybody with their stuff, play with your
It's kids. Also, I mean, we all try to do things during this festive time of year, right? We try to... And hopefully charity, right? I mean, one of the things I love dearly about the movie and the book A Christmas Carol is this redemption story, right, Cameron Mendy? I mean, it's this wonderful thing where really a person whose their life was shaped by greed, right? Their life was shaped by acquisition, right? And the work that these three ghosts do to show what could have been, what might have been, had not the greed overtaken this person's life and to the extension of nothing else, right? This was the most important thing. And how the turn happens, right? And all of a sudden, it's like the Grinch, right? This heart grew 3 sizes, right? Just right there. And all of a sudden, he became, right, as good a man, as good a master as the old town had ever known, right?
Aww.
And he gave and he loved and, you know, and Tiny Tim.
Sometimes I feel like the Grinch.
Well, lots of times, cameraman. You're a mean one.
Yes.
Cameramandy. Yes, I could do that, camera. Last night I got to sing a song.
Oh, tell me about it.
So do you know the Wiz? Do you know the Wiz? The play?
Yes.
So when I was a kid, people didn't know this. I sang the baritone bass. I did.
You went to
and in the Wiz in our high school.
Oh.
I got to sing the part of the Tin Woodman, which is a great little. It's a little dirty.
Okay.
You want me to sing it? It's just a little dirty.
Okay.
Slide some oil to me. Let it drip down my spine. If you don't have STP, Crisco will do just fine. Slide some oil to me. I'm beginning to feel fine. Come on and slide some oil down my throat and let me lubricate my mind. How about that, cameraman?
Wow.
Not bad for an old geezer. Yes, not bad for an old geezer. But that's a great song. It's a dirty song.
This is what y'all get when I lose my phone in the morning. You get Alphinius with that beautiful.
I don't think that was bad.
No, I don't. I said the beautiful. What is that tone called?
Oh, when you got the gravelly thing going on. Yes. Well, that is a cause of too much basketball coaching when I was a younger man.
Yes.
All right, so let us proceed, cameraman. So first of all, today we've got the giveaway that we're going to be doing. So all of you all get a chance to get entered for
the giveaway is the sock.
The sock. We
giveaway.
have a sock.
Okay.
And there are things we are putting in the sock.
Okay.
And you have a chance to win something from the sock. It's the holiday sock, right? It's not cameramandy's, so it doesn't have the odor. So don't worry about that. It's a very large sock. So we're putting some things in the sock, and we're going to give away some as we get to the new year here. We're going to do some giveaways for all the people. So every time you attend Goo Morning Zyathé, you can get extra entries. We'll do one entry in the Gooey Den. We'll do one entry in the Discord like we always do. But all of you who come and join us here get extra entries. And I really believe that don't they win a lot? I mean, the Gooey Den, the Gooey's Twitch people win a lot, the Twitchies. I
will say that I was stunned by the fact that one of our Twitch people won the Tiamat.
I know, wasn't that something?
Because it was something like 6,000 entries, but we did extra entries for people who watch Twitch. And then
this is why it's worth it to come here and join us every Saturday morning, cameraman. Not excluding the fact that it is excellent entertainment.
So we have some suggestions from the chat.
Yes.
The stalking or the frost.
Who said the stalking?
Michelle did.
Michelle, that's great.
Or frost giant sock.
Frost giant sock. Cameramandy.
What?
We could make one. We could make a frost giant sock.
I don't have the time, but maybe Lawrence.
No. I think I have something.
Okay.
I need to look.
Okay.
Yes, I might have something.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Don't worry. We'll do an exploration this next week and see what's happening. So we're going to do the giveaway today, or not the giveaway, but the giveaway entries, so you get a chance to enter. We're going to talk about
the sock of holding. The sock of frost giant holding.
It's very good. Anyway, I hope everyone had a marvelous Thanksgiving. I hope that for my family, right, it was wonderful. We all got together. Now, we do thanks after giving. You know about this, cameraman D.
Mm-hmm.
So because everybody's got the families and they go places and do all that stuff, I need to put this down. It's starting to annoy me.
No, I'm enjoying.
Oh, you're enjoying me waving it about? Yes, waving it about. Marcus, thank you. So the in-laws and all the families, right? Everybody, it's really hard for people, especially when they have kids and they have, if they have, even more blended family, right? Especially in the in-law situation, right? Now they got to go to 2, and if they include our house, 3 or even 4 potentially houses on a single day, and it's just not, it's not conducive. And so long ago, Ms. Goo and I said, you know what? We can do this. We're going to do Friday and have it be thanks after giving, and that lets our kids be free on Thanksgiving to go join their other families and have a great time. And I worked on the Tomb of Geisengax yesterday for quite a long time, Camera Mendy. Yes, I did. It is right there.
Very. Well,
It is
it's been right there for like.
No.
But now it's really right there.
Well, the thing is, I mean, the day job, right? You know what happens. So, but I do think it's magnificent. Luke and I had some more conversations. I added a few things to it, and I think we're about to distribute it. So when I say distributed, that means to the proofreaders and all of that kind of stuff. And I actually had an idea, Camera Mendy, and I want to see what the chat thinks about this.
Okay.
All right, my friends. So we are thinking, or I am thinking, that it might be valuable and interesting for people who back the Kickstarter, if they wanted to get the preview of the Tomb of Geisengax, which literally they could see, the adventure book here very soon. And our only request of getting the preview, and we can't do it for everybody, so we're not going to do it for everybody. We have to ask. People have to raise their hand. And the only request we have for the preview is that you read it. And that if you see something glaring that we have screwed up on, let us know. We're not asking you to be a proofreader. That is not your job. But if someone would like to get a preview of that, and like I said, something glaring, because that's what I'm worried about, is we make a big mistake. So would the chat be interested? Would people in the chat be interested in that, getting to be a person who might get a preview? Because honestly, it's probably people here. This is probably the group that I'm going to generally sort of ask if they're interested in doing so.
Yeah, you already got a couple volunteers.
Yeah, I think people would like it. And it's good. I promise you it's good. There's so many good Easter eggs. I mean,
playtesting is a thing that happens regularly.
Yeah, it's true.
In the industry.
I know. But the thing is with us,
yes,
we have a lot of confidence in the many games that we have run. Right? So we have a lot of confidence that we can construct without necessarily having to do playtesting, right? And we've gotten generally pretty good feedback from our materials, have we not?
Generally, yes.
Yes, generally.
I think the thing is...
The biggest thing she doesn't like is everything gets longer.
No, that's not that. No, listen, at the end of the day, I think that the way that we do our adventures is more story-based.
True, absolutely.
And
but our mechanics are strong. You got to give a lot of credit to AJ.
Yes.
I mean, really, I got to give credit to AJ because he is truly the mechanics guy, right? And our mechanics are solid. And the other thing about playtesting, because here's the important thing about playtesting. Usually it's about level balancing. Mm-hmm. Right, that's the concern.
Yes.
Are you going to TPK the party and all of that stuff? Well, we eliminated all of that with allowing the game master to level balance themselves. How come you're not showing yourself, Camera Mendy?
Oh.
The level balance.
I don't think I look that good right now.
Right. Oh, you look great.
I'm just so grouchy. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
she was on me today. She
I
called
was
me on
not
the phone.
on you
She
today.
said, "Hello, I'm coming. I've lost my phone." But I said, "I already know. The hooligans took them. Yes, took it right to the Home Depot. Probably trying to pawn it, Camera Mendy." All right. So
okay. There's a lot of people saying I love playtesting. So much fun. Jen says, adding 20 pages last minute is the Gooey way.
Camera Mendy, you need to know this. Jen, you need to know this, my dear. So the dungeon, which is really the caverns of Sahajin's okay, which is a nod, obviously, for someone who knows. Mm-hmm. The caverns underneath there, I just felt they weren't enough. So I added a few things. I talked to Luke, and we added a few things, and I really, Camera Mendy, you had to give me the big eye.
I'm not surprised anymore.
But the map is fantastic, and this wonderful chamber of mysteries that is in there. A little nod to our friends, J.K. Rowling, and so there's just it's wonderful. It's just wonderful, and I really think challenging. And of course, you can make it more challenging as a game master, right, for your players because of our level balancing thing that we do with the modifiers. So but it's a great tale. It's a great tale, and hopefully they save Gerald Geisengax.
Well, we'll see. What's
and
up?
Armando is in there, and Tim Kask is in there, and Professor Dungeon Master is in there, and Casey Rift, Matt Everhart is in there, and it's great. This is the beginning of all of our legends.
Chris.
Yes.
How many inches and pounds did you add?
So, Chris, my friend, it's not that bad. I think it was supposed to be at least 50 pages, and I think I'm at 65.
This is not a Darkenhaven level situation, is what I'm hearing. This is not we're going to strap the adventure and map set to the back of the box.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be that.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't have to strap the map set. It was only the
player's guide.
The player's guide, which we added, which was a magnificent ad. Carrie did a great job with that. It was magnificent.
Which, speaking of, I do have that video to show.
Oh, you should do that. Can we do that right now? Are you queued up to do it? Oh, you need to watch this, my friends. This is magnificent.
Okay.
This is so good.
I'm sure a lot of these people saw it in the den, but
well, you know what? But still, people watch reruns, Camera Mendy.
That's true. Okay, so this is a little video preview of what is in the Darkenhaven box. Of course, anyone who's watching here has probably gotten the Darkenhaven box, but
well, it's okay.
It's fine. You'll still enjoy it.
I think you'll enjoy it. It was well done. It was fantastic.
Here we go.
Darkenhaven is one of the largest and most prominent cities in the world and is a magnificent locality for adventure.
I think of it like New York City. So many different cultures, and you're going to see the world of Zyathé as a whole, because there's going to be something different every 5 steps you take.
Usually a setting will encompass a bigger region, a continent or something like that, but we're really focused in. You get such an incredible detail-oriented experience that really helps you run a game in the city.
So the first book is the culture guide. It has history, it has politics, it has all of that. The second book is more the geography, so the breakdown of the different sections of the city. The third book is focused on NPCs and encounters, and all of those things are meant to kind of bring the city to life.
There is so much personality within Darkenhaven, living, breathing, smelling.
The city of Darkenhaven can be used in Zyathé or in other fantasy worlds as you see fit. The Darkenhaven box has lots of handouts, special item cards, and all kinds of stuff to help you run an adventure.
It has so many wonderful and interesting peoples. It has many, many themes and many, many secrets and many, many dark discoveries for your players to find out. You are going to love this city.
Camera Mendy, you do a nice job.
Aww.
I mean, really, you do. Come on, chat, tell the truth. Oh, she said I know. Good, I like that, Camera Mendy.
No, well, I said I had. Well, yes, I do know. Also, our friend Joe is in there in the chat, who is a cinematographer, and he says, "This looks so good. I love it." So that's a huge compliment. Also, Joe's show, The Dice Decide, is about to start.
Just about to come.
Yeah,
right? It's just about to come
like
forth.
this next week. And so, if you have not already, please go to YouTube and subscribe to The Dice Decide. It's going to be epic.
We think it's going to be pretty darn good.
Yeah, they almost have 10,000 subscribers.
Well, they have put a lot of effort. I mean, this is a lot of effort, and Joe has this whole thing built and all of that stuff. And as you all know, we are big on supporting creators, especially small creators. Right, not creators who are backed by millions of dollars and big companies and all of that stuff, but really about people who are trying to bootstrap. And Joe has done a wonderful thing here, and I think it's going to be fantastic. Wait till you see. If you get a minute, they should look. Right, go to the Dice Decide. Go look at the trailer. In fact, we should have showed it. You know what? We can show it next week. Did you grab some social media? Because there was some I really wanted you to grab.
I did not, because that's what I do in my morning before the show.
I wanted to show the sociopathic cookies that were put up by Gelsinger.
I can still show
Harry had some new minis that were up there. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. But anyway, I don't want you to go crazy on this. But listen, I just want everybody to know, truly, thank you for supporting us in that first Kickstarter. I think there was about 100 and some people who supported us very deeply and got the Darkenhaven and Gloomport boxes, and they are so ridiculously late. But it is also such a ridiculous value that I am pleased to be able to provide these to you and hopefully pleasant surprises. It really, I've never seen anything like it in the whole space. I don't know what the chat thinks. If you've gotten a Darkenhaven box, I don't know what you think, but I've never seen anything like Darkenhaven you could do this right from your, this is magnificent.
I know, I can.
Anyway, thank you all for supporting this, because that started us, right? Now, I totally overdid it. And and frankly, I don't know how much money we lost on it, but it's ridiculous.
To be frank, you're still overdoing it.
I want to.
On Guys and Gags. I know, it's your passion.
Well, and also the thing is, I so much, my friends, and I can't tell you this, in many ways, I sort of think Gooey Cube is a bit my legacy, right? It is, when you think about it, as you start getting older, you start thinking about what matters, right? And Ms. Goo and I support a lot of charities, and we do, try to love as much as we can and help as much as we can. But this is something that might remain for a while after the Goos are gone, and I'm excited for it, and I really want people to have have marvelous games. I want them to have marvelous games and say, man, this GUI thing is really different. And that's important. I mean, it is pretty different when people put up in our, psychopathic cookies. They're mass murderers.
I'm going to react to it live on this. Live on stream. There you go. Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah. Now, my question is, did they start off being psychopathic, or did they just like...
I do not know the backstory.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask, is Gelsinger even in the chat? I don't know if she is. This is the first time she ever posted.
Oh.
So she's been a GUI person for a long, long time, and she popped in, and Facebook did ram us. They did something bad, Camera Mandy, to our...
We don't need to go on another Facebook. Right?
Okay, I won't.
Okay.
But listen, I would appreciate it if you mention people and talk to people when you're talking in the GUI den, because Facebook, I don't know what they did, but it was bad. People aren't getting our posts nearly as much. Oh, that thing right there.
Okay.
Yes, Camera Mandy.
Yes.
So David put this up.
I do like the eyes.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Camera Mandy.
Yeah. No,
I wonder if the eyes are scallops. I was kind of wondering what
with
the
like
eyes
little
were.
olives or
Maybe olives.
beans.
Yeah, maybe or beans
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
It's sort of a cross between a mind flayer and the face hugger from Alien, right?
I don't know that I'd actually eat this. I do like the crab legs also on the side, though.
The question would be, how fishy does the turkey get?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But honestly, if you pursue it on a seafood direction, right? If you pursued more of a seafood gravy or sauce, right? And you didn't, because turkey is not a super strong flavor, right? It's just a very modest flavor. It might actually be fabulous. I mean, I don't know. I mean, has anybody ever cooked anything like this? Has anybody ever done seafood?
I know there's always jokes about it, but I don't know if anyone's ever actually.
And
done it.
somebody, I can't remember who said it. Goodness gracious, I should have remembered. But in the chat, the marvelous people at Reaper Miniatures created the turducken as a monster. And then, I can't remember. Gosh, I should remember. My apologies if you're watching. But the Goo turducken, Goo turducken adds the goose head. So it's a double entendre. Yes, you like that, Camera Mandy?
Yes, I do
yes,
like
it's
it
very,
good.
very good. So, of course, are you showing Todd?
No, I'm going to show this thing.
Oh yes. So
This is Gloomport.
This is an area. So in Gravenstown, which is the high area of the Gloomport, which rises up above the harbor proper, there is Gravenstown, and to the east of Gravenstown is, of course, the city of the Dead City. Right. This is where all of the many people were buried over many, many years. And Randy helped us with that, and it is a really magnificent locality. But Gravenstown has two things that I dearly love, along with other things that I'm excited about. But one of them, of course, is Strong Arm McGillen's, which is the old tavern from when we were kids. And Strong Arm McGillen's has grown, and the lore about it has grown, and it is a wonderful place. And of course, you get to experience it a little bit in the Genzicon Tales. But the other place that I'm very, very excited about is Little Zestrenia. And Little Zestrenia, as you know, Camera Mandy, and our goal to bring interesting cultures and cultural diversity to our world, right? Zestrenia, which is the continent of Zestrenia, is really based on North American, Central American, and South American lore, pretty much prior to colonization, and not entirely, but somewhat. And so we wanted to sort of bring the flavor of this a little bit to Little Zestrenia and bring it to the Gloomport. And so there's lots of people from Zestrenia here, hominids from Zestrenia, other peoples from Zestrenia, the Sufflings that are there and others like that, as well as, of course, the Sarth. And so it's just, Edvard did such a magnificent job giving it a little more vibrancy and flavor, having it just have a little bit of that touch. And I love it. I love it so much. So
I'm excited. Where are we at with Gloomport?
From the reports that I am hearing, Camera Mandy, this is the reports.
I also got a report.
What's your report? Show it. Show yourself, Camera Mandy. Do not keep, you look great.
Okay.
You're beautiful.
The report that I heard, because I double checked, because I sent out an email, because pre-orders on Gloomport are about to end.
Yeah, you need to order. If you have not pre-ordered it because the price is going up by like 35-40%.
Yeah,
it has to. There's no way.
Yeah, both Darkenhaven and Gloomsport have to live at $199. We tried at $175, but we weren't making a margin.
Yeah, we can't.
So, especially because shipping is included, and shipping for these things is expensive because they're over 10 pounds.
11 pounds plus.
Yeah, included, not internationally. Sorry,
yeah,
domestically.
International people, we love you.
We wish, but yes. Okay, so the report that I got was that digital should be dropping before the new year. So that is the report that I have heard.
Yes, Cameron.
So I'm not part of the writing team. I cannot verify, but I did very much grill before I send this email. You're telling me, so this is on Lawrence's head. If it doesn't work out.
Carrie too. Carrie's confident. Stephen Dugan, he's been the one who's been working on it the most in terms of the layout and design. He's very confident. So we're pretty excited about that. And there's a little more coming. You're right. We added a few things. So.
Oh, did we? Am I surprised? Well, my heartbeat didn't even go up that time. So
that's good, Mandy. I like this. You're just kind of de-stressing a little bit.
Yes.
It must have been the stress of all the morning with the hooligans stealing your phone.
Yes.
All right. So you got any more social medias that you wanted to show there?
I need to keep scrolling. Oh, yeah, it's hard because I'm trying to keep a. Thomas Rowe posted this. This is cool. Hold on one second.
Yeah, there was some great. I love the den again, and Kevin Morris has been posting again, and Adam has been posting a little more things of inspirational things. There's Harry's little.
No, this is Thomas.
This is Thomas Rowe who painted these.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, Thomas did this.
I actually have a strong affinity for goblins as like good guys. Yeah. So anyway, I really like this. I like the personality.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
What is this though?
Well, so there is a type 5 demon in the old days, which looked a lot like I think it was type 5, type 4. Somebody in the chat who's been around for a while. Was it type 4, type 5, type 2? I can't remember. Right. In those days, they didn't really have cool names. Yeah, Nerolith, yeah. They didn't have the names as we called them type 1s, type 2s, and all that kind of stuff. It was really weird. And I think that came back from the wargaming thing, right? By the way, in the tomb
Canary? I'm just reading things from the chat.
No, this is not a Tenari. I think a Tenari is a larger thing. I think, but in the Tomb of Geisengax, there's actually a game room, because Geralt is rumored to have been one of the creators of Delvers and Drakeslayers.
I bought some things for my game room from Black Friday.
You should have. Anybody we still got the deals. If you got some extra cash, you spend the money right now. I mean, it's really, really good.
No, there's great deals all over the place in the space. So
yeah, there really are a lot of folks doing stuff. Did you find Harry's thing yet? And
no, I'm still looking for Harry's.
Show Rob's video real quick, because he did a nice job with this one.
Well, you can't hear it. I can.
No, it's okay. Just show it for a moment.
Yeah.
So Wonderful Rob and Geeky do some videos here and there, and often post them, and they're fun. They're a lot of fun to watch. And I just want to give Rob a little shout out and Geeky a little shout out, because again, what is that? That's a rust monster.
I love that.
Yes, it's the mini rust monster. It was a lot of fun. It was cute, and so and again, they're trying to make a little fun thing and get some audience and
get a good space on the internet.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
this is cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, I'll just show.
Did you show the bathtubs? Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, this
has got to be a restaurant. This can't be somebody's house. I guess it could be.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Does anyone in the chat know? Was this actually? It feels like a special room in a restaurant or in a some kind of a meeting space or something like that, right? But it could also be a museum, right? I mean, you think about it, all the things that could be there, right there. Yes, and the reason why I love this, because this is another of our marvelous. I believe the Nagelboffen gang, Nagelboffen gang, which comes from a long time ago in our world that we played in the old days. But Harry, marvelous. Thank you for always bringing these marvelous characters. And we got the STLs that we're going to start dropping as well. Ooh. for the minis for Geisengax. So things are going to start happening here as we move into December and January for people who back that Kickstarter. So I want to talk about maps today, just a little bit.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you like maps?
Maps are like a big thing for Gooey Cube.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone who's in the chat knows that maps are a big thing. I just said like the most obvious flipping thing on the planet.
So this is Prondadol.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Before we start, how did you find? It's Edvard, right?
Yes.
Who does these? How did you find him?
It's a long time ago.
Okay.
And as you know, Cameron Mendy, we try to work with a number of artists. In fact, I'm going to start working again with Anga. Anga's going to help us with some of the stuff for Guys and Gags. But Edvard, I just happened to be scrolling through, and I saw these wonderful sort of little. Just what? Do you have to pee?
No, my foot fell asleep. I'm just.
Camera Mendy is standing
I'm having
up
a
right
morning,
now.
everybody.
My foot fell asleep. I have a sleepy foot.
It's quite painful. Sorry, I'm like standing over here, trying to get blood back.
How would your foot fall asleep?
I don't know. It just fell asleep. So.
Cameraman, do not show your foot on the stream.
I'm not.
All right. So,
I wasn't even going to talk about it. I was just going to do it quietly, but then you had to.
So anyway, this
Yes.
is Prondadol, made famous in the song "Myron the Ugly Troll."
Wait, we're talking about Edvard.
And Edvard.
Yes.
Yes. So I just I was looking at lots of artists, and I was writing to them and asking them how busy they were and who they were doing work for, and trying to understand, were they good and honorable people? Were they taking other people's work? Because that stuff goes on in the space, and you're trying really hard. There was no AI to worry about in those days, right? You didn't have to really worry about it. Now you do. And Marvelous Edvard did a couple of works for us early on. And I just remember asking him, I said, because he didn't have I don't remember him having a map sample. And I just said, Edvard, what do you think about doing a map for us? I love your style. I love the way it feels, right? Could you try doing, a map for us? And lo and behold, his cartography and it's wonderful, cameraman, right? Because, you zoom in on these things. And this is why I love maps. So why I love maps, and I love maps in the game, is because you can experience, honestly, without any other imagery, and obviously we like more imagery, right? But without any other imagery, you can truly feel Prondadol right here, right? And the wonderful thing about Prondadol is there's a few places there that were contributed by others, but this is the town of Prondadol.
I mean, I don't hate the idea as a player too of having a map to give you just a little bit of a guide.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's nothing to say that there wouldn't be a map, necessarily in the world. I mean, maybe it's not a perfect map because
but again, it's theater of the mind, right? It's in the mind, right? If you can't really find yourself walking down the streets, right? You're not so this helps to visualize walking down the streets, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, it doesn't really bother me to provide these kinds of things to players as long as they don't have numbers, so they don't know kind of, this is one place I should go into and this is one place I should not go into. By the way, the GM tip, remember, in your hip pocket, you always have a few locations that you could just add in if in case they walk into some kind of a thing.
Yeah, because as Jen says in the chat, cartographers existed, but that doesn't mean that maps aren't out of date.
True, absolutely.
So,
not accurate, not perfect, all of that stuff. I completely agree, right? And this is what gives discovery is so important, right? And makes the game so interesting. And discovery is in solving mysteries, right? But also just discovering. You don't have to just solve a mystery. It could be literally going into a place and meeting an interesting person, right? Like Nagelboffen. Anyway, Prondadol. Let's talk a little bit about magnificent maps. So I haven't showed this in a long time, but this is our world map. Edvard also did this, and so much of the shaping of our thought, right, began with this map, right? This was the shaping of our thought, and we obviously knew that there was this terrible cataclysm called the Woe of Ruin, and this is what turned Responsia into Crux. And Responsia was, of course, the main continent where most of the Eterns abided. Most of the Eternic civilization was centered there. It's like Rome, right? It's got that idea. And of course, when the Woe of Ruin occurred and the terrible unleashing of the Netherflow and the corruption of the high magics collapsing, all of that stuff, this is what created Crux. And someday, Cameramendi, we're going to have an adventure there. Someday. But anyway, it also created, of course, the Duun Sara Sea, which is on the eastern side of Sundestia there to the left. And Sundestia, of course, is Africa in the Near East, and the various cultures and interesting things. We'll try to bring some of that inspiration there. As you move up to Verdestia, that's really north to south, east to west. Most of the whole European area, right? All of that stuff. South all the way to the Grecian Isles in Italy and all of that stuff, way north up to Finland and all of that stuff, and then far east into Russia, and to the west all the way to England and all of that stuff. And then Nudruka above it is really the Arachnoids continent, so that's got its own flavor. And then you've got Oblum and Sublum, which are our north and south poles. And then Estrenia, and Estrenia is really inspired by the Far East, right? China and South Korea, North Korea, right? The various Asia, what we sometimes call the Asian continents, is really Estrenia. And then Zustrenia is really that north, middle, central, and South American inspirations. And so what we really want to do is to try to bring the lore and flavor of those cultures, much as traditional Dungeons and Dragons was really steeped in sort of European mythology. And so we want to do that as we continue to develop the world. So anyway, I again, just looking at this, there's all kinds of things that you look at and go, wow, I might like to find out about that. And that's what we want with maps. Let's go to the next one, Camera Mandy.
Okay.
So, of course, I've shown this. This is Geisengax, right? And this is where everything is very close in. And now we have a very local area. But there's, again, things that are going on, right? What is the Barrows? What is Strident Shore and Lake Duantracha and Mythendale, right? And the Mithring Pinnacle and all of these things, right? And so as you provide these things to your players, their imaginations begin to be kindled, right? And what about this? And what about that? And that's, this is why I love maps big and I love maps small. Go on, Camera Mandy.
Okay.
So of course,
coffee?
Pardon me. Oh, that was delicious. It's good. It's good.
Blueberry
coffee.
crumble.
Oh, it's got a little blueberry flavor. Yeah, I noticed that. So this, of course, is Vanzentia, and I want to talk about this for a minute because Vanzentia is where Geisengax takes place, and Marvelous Corey and Josh have been working on Ethom and Blun, which are in the area. But there's much more going on in Vanzentia, and when you'll learn as you delve into the Geisengax materials of Geisengax's connection to the Queen, you'll learn about Nikolai Dostroff and that connection, and Marvelous Paul is helping us with the Krovenloft tales, and you'll understand the connection between Nikolai Dostroff and the magnificent Estrude Krovenloft and his family and what happened there and the tragedy. And there's just a lot that bleeds into the lore of the area, which we want to do. Because we always want the lore to be the big lore, to work with the medium lore, to work with the small lore. And if you're a writer, and this is something that you do, and this is something that you want to do, it's always important, and I say this a lot, but I'm going to keep saying it because as Grandma Fern used to say, Camera Mandy, repeated messages over and over affect behavior, which is why advertising works. It's true. It's a little bit like brainwashing, which is kind of makes me ashamed sometimes of what we do. But we try to present honorable and honest and straightforward advertising messaging. I'm not getting off on a tangent. I'm not doing it. So anyway, Vanzentia, Corey also long ago helped us with Vanzentia. And that's where we got the leg wraps and vis-a-visu, which is the greeting and the bow.
The leg wraps?
Oh yes, the Vanzentians all wear leg wraps.
Ah, okay.
It's part of their thing.
Okay.
And their leg wraps actually denote various classes in society, what they do, their vocations. There's a number of different things that it can denote. And
not to get you off on a tangent, but Prothala says, "Lie, I'm getting Gooey Cube advertising on my damn phone."
Yes, but it's honorable and good
advertising. Yeah, exactly.
It's only telling. We
really believe in our product.
Telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's right. So anyway, Geisengax lived in Zilitar City before coming some 20 years past, right after the Vanzentian Civil War, to come to the Gluvoik fiefdom and also ultimately to build the tower right near the town of Ethel. What, Camera Mandy?
And yet you lie about Escargot.
That is not a lie. It's absolutely true. There are no snails. There are no intelligent snails in the world of Zyathé.
Sorry, I'm just enjoying the chat.
Yes,
Keep going.
Yeah, well,
I'm also enjoying the
Listen, I'm going to speak the truth.
Vanzentia.
The wonderful thing about our chat, right, is that they say so many fun things. That is my only disappointment. We got to figure this out because I really do want us to be able to show people's comments like we can do a StreamYard, but I know it creates other issues for you, right? Yeah. I know that. So we got to talk about that. But anyway, so Vanzentia, what I was talking about, the why. Yes. Everything needs to have a why. And this was one of the discussions that Luke and I have had about the why. I mean, Geisengax has been here for 20 years and he's been looking for something. on behalf of the queen. Why has he not told her all of his findings?
Which queen?
The queen of Vanzentia.
Oh.
Right? So why has he not told her? Why has he not reported everything to the crown? And that is part of the mystery and part of the understanding that we want the players to experience, right? Because ultimately it may become their decision as well as to what they do. And do they side on Gyzengax's fears and concerns? Or do they just go forward and let it go, right? And this is a moral dilemma that we'll actually put forth, because the Nether Vortrix is a weapon of mass destruction. And
spoilers.
I know. And should any power in the modern day have such a incredibly potent and dangerous device? This is the question.
Okay.
So there's a lot going on. But the map, right? Jumping back to the map, right?
Yes.
I mean, Cameramandi, it is magnificent, right? And I don't even show all the stuff that's here, right? Because you've got the Oldroyd territory up there.
You worked on this map, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, every map I am intimately involved in. But up north is Amastal, which is the last remaining city of the Eterns that hangs in the sky.
Another
right?
one we got to do an adventure for.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's so many wonderful, wonderful places, right? And of course, if you go north from Vanzentia and you see Bleak Bottom Bog right there, you see that, Cameramandi? Mm-hmm. What is the little place? Corey and I were laughing about this. Right in the middle there, as you go up the road from Bleak Bottom Bog, what's the damn name of that inn there? That inn. It's way up at the top.
I gotta zoom.
So okay, I can almost see it.
The inn. Hold on.
There's 3 of them along the way,
sorry, guys.
but then there is the main one, right? Read me the inns as you go up the road.
Well, it's really hard. Bleakwater Station.
Bleakwater Station is the one. So Bleakwater Station is where Harry made this wonderful little adventure called the Mud Mounds of Bleak Bottom
Harry's
Bog.
in the chat. He can also ask
hi,
any
Harry.
questions.
So
Yes.
we're gonna try with the next Kickstarter to publish that one and Geeky and Mai's thing about the Isle of Underulu.
I can't zoom in more, guys. It's the program.
Sorry, and it's
trying.
also it's also lower resolution, because to try to make these slides to show these things at really high res can be a little difficult at times for the program to take in. But you can zoom back in again like that, Cameramandi, and just look, because the Oldroyd territory up there is fantastic, and it's a place that we've always wanted to do. But of course, there's a lot of people who want to do the Du'un Sara Sea, right? Because what a wonderful place, right? The Komari tribes, a little bit of a nod to Frank Herbert and his magnificent saga, the Dune Saga, right? And, all of this stuff that we've put in here to really nod to fantasy and science fiction tale tellers, right? Of course, if you go a little north of here, you end up in Donvan, where Marvelous Kendrick, helped us make that one, Cameramandi, and God rest his soul, and we miss him dearly. What a wonderful Gooey friend who passed away much too young. And I cannot tell you how proud it makes me that a little piece of Zyathé was crafted by Kendrick. And when we talk about when we work with Ed Greenwood next year on the Greenwood area and the town of Edminster, we're going to make sure that we speak to Kendrick as well as we do that. Gosh, that got me a little bit, Cameramandi. He was a dear young man. You remember him, yes? He was magnificent. So anyway, this is just part of the thing. But as you look at this as a player, right, this is the marvelousness of discovery, right? And this is honestly, I think, why Tolkien was so focused on maps himself, because they bring out all the imagination of what could that be, right? But you always have to have a why. Why? So why is Gyzengax in the Barrowsdale region? Why? Why did he come with a Strud Kurvenloft? Why? What are they seeking? Is it reasonable? Why? One of the big questions that Luke and I talked about a lot is he's been there for 20 years on this mission, and he hasn't really achieved it yet. 20 years. It is a long, long time. So there's a whole host of underpinnings and wonderful discovery to happen for players in regards to that, right? And the maps all play into it. Keep going, Cameramandi. Am I going too long? Is everybody enjoying this? Mm-hmm. So this is Vendrune. Vendrune is in Zyathé, and it's one of a lot of towns, even small ones, if they can afford it, they put up walls, right? There's just too much danger in the world to not have walls. So this is Vendrune. Vendrune is from one of my earlier campaigns, and it's a marvelous little place, and another place that I'd love to outline a little further in the future. did a map for it because we had a plan, and then we changed the plan. So, but Vendrune is a magnificent little place, and again, as you're looking at it, what are these places here? What's there? What is the little keep, and all of those things, and how they play into it. And cameraman, it's just so good. Edvard, you are magnificent. Look at the farms, and it's just.
I have some notes from the chat.
Yes, please.
Okay, so Joxer404 says, before Tolkien wrote the classics, he started with the map, making the pieces of the story.
It's absolutely true. If you know of the tales of Tolkien's creation of languages and all of the stuff he was doing, right? And even his discussions with C.S. Lewis and how they were talking about fantasy and in these worlds that didn't exist. This is pioneering now, right? This is, you're talking about, I can't remember if Lewis Carroll. I think Lewis Carroll wrote before Tolkien and Lewis. C.S. Lewis. But there weren't many of these kinds of tales out there. There really weren't, right? And, things like science fiction and those kinds of things didn't really exist. Most of the tales that were told more in the real world. And this was sort of this breakthrough stuff that began happening. So, tell me.
Oh, just Jen said Lewis Carroll was not sober.
Lewis Carroll was an opioid. And right? I believe Lewis Carroll was addicted to opioids, but still magnificent. This is not untrue of many artists and creators, right? They got little issues.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is the blessing in your curse. The blessing in your curse is the creativity and things that it brings out. You think about Vincent van Gogh and what a broken person, but what a incredible. And I'm not saying there aren't other artists, but just the passion that Van Gogh painted with, magnificent. All right, cameraman, he's giving me the wipe.
The thing that says I have way more comments to get to.
Well, go. Tell me some more comments.
I lost it. Hold on. Harry had a good question. Will there be a map of Nevermore?
Cameraman, go to the next slide. Oh, look at that. Harry, I did not. Tell the truth, Harry. We did not set that up ahead of time. That was not set up ahead of time. So yes, this is Nevermore, and Nevermore is right on the verge of almost being a small city. But the walls, it's really, the walls go around a lot of area that is still developable.
Is Nevermore in East Fordestia? I thought it was in West Fordestia. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Nevermore is kind of where we take place in the Red Star Rising campaign.
And Charles and I and others are working on the last of the Red Star Rising campaign.
Oh my gosh, guys!
And that will bring us back to Nevermore. Now, and some of you all know this, and through the years, I love having backtracking. So backtracking in the game is coming back to a place that you left. And the reason why I love backtracking is because you can have things change that the players experienced first, and now they come back and things are very different. So Nevermore is very different in just the few weeks or so that the party has been away from it. I guess probably a couple months when all is said and done, 3 months by the time it's all done. Nevermore has changed quite dramatically, and there's some scary things going on there, and Butcher Brickenden plays into that, and something terrible has happened to Constable Rolfe. There's a lot of things that are going on. So Nevermore is right there, and of course this will be in our chapter 6, and I think we are going to put chapter 6 and 7 together in a single box, because that plays to our future. Because our future is chapters 1, 2, and 3 are going to be their own box set, and with a good break off. So if someone wants to only play a sort of an origin story, right? So they're playing an origin story for their characters. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 is a magnificent origin story. It has everything to start young characters on their journey, right? If someone then wants a really more spooky, creepy thing with a strange introduction, we're going to modify chapters 4 and 5 with the haunted house and what's going on there. We're going to modify them a little bit so that people could literally insert those into a campaign. And the same with chapter 6 and 7. So in chapter 6 and 7, in a case of Nevermore, rather than coming there knowing all of the history, you'd come there sort of like the Magnificent Seven, because there's some terrible things happening there. And then you'd figure out who the big baddies are behind those who are in Nevermore and have to deal with them. So that's what we're thinking about.
They're asking chapter 6 and 7 will be the size of the Darkenhaven box.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not quite that big, but
Yeah.
we're talking about it.
Well, I mean, even chapter 4 can hardly fit into that
Yeah.
small box. So
Yeah.
anyway, these are things that you learn along the way when you start a game publishing company with a 7 to 9 chapter story arc.
It's perfect.
Anyway, yeah, I'm excited.
It's an incredible.
So
tale.
will Nevermore be fleshed out more?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
will there be?
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be keyed. It'll have locations. Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's pretty map, isn't it? Zoom in, cameraman. You let them see a little closer. Some of these people are watching on their dang phones, for goodness sakes. Yeah, look, so see the town square right there. And, I mean, it's just magnificent.
Okay. I am going to start the giveaway.
We got a couple more maps.
I know. And then, so we'll do the giveaway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Hashtag thanks.
what?
Thanks.
THANKS?
Yes.
No X. Don't put an X in there. THANKS.
Hashtag thanks
Hashtag
for
thanks
for Thanksgiving.
for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Or thanks after giving.
Thanks after giving. Yeah, there you go. So hashtag thanks, and you'll get entered to.
And you get an extra entry into
Yes.
the sock.
And then we will pull one winner.
What do you mean today?
Yeah.
Camera Mendy.
What?
What are we pulling one winner for today?
The sock.
Oh, so this is the one.
So
this is-
Silas Lord Twist got it last week.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm confused because I thought we were giving everybody who entered the extra entries. We are, for sure.
We have not talked this through because the only time we talked about it was last week on the
That's
stream.
why EED needs to go through and capture everybody's name for us. So we need to do that.
Okay.
Right? And gooeycube.com/prizes. If you have not gone there and filled that out, you got to do so because this is how we fulfill. So if you haven't gone to gooeycube.com/prizes. So this is what I'm saying. We're not supposed to be doing a giveaway every week. We are doing the capturing of all the names for the big giveaway from the sock. But now that you've said it, we'll have to give something away. I don't know what we're giving away today, but we're going to send you something, whoever wins.
Yes.
So you're going to get a
We'll
win.
base it on what.
So you're going
what
to
you
get a
don't
chance
have.
to win today. You're going to get a chance to win today, and then you will also be entered along with if you were here last week, along with entries from last week into the big sock giveaway, which we'll probably do sometime around the holidays, probably around New Year's.
Okay, but while we're doing the sock, we will do.
So I want to talk a little bit about the Gloomport. Okay, and the maps of the Gloomport, because the Gloomport has this wonderful richness. And again, you can see the tonal varieties and the wonderful work that Edvard did to give this the feel of it not being above ground. And this is the dump, right? And the dump has marvelous localities associated with it, which are wonderful, right? First of all, there's the dump itself, which is wonderful. There's that incredible, monstrous skeleton that is up there, right? In the north, right? There is this mansion that sits in the middle of the dump, where the Dump Lord lives.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, the Dump Lord, right? There is the lake, right? There is a place called Rat Town. I mean, this is so good, right? And I am so pleased with how this is all coming together and how interesting it's going to be vis-a-vis most other cities that you've probably experienced in the fantasy TTRPG genre. So this is why, because this is my dream come true, cameraman, right? My dream come true is Darkenhaven and the Gloomport put together and really a true city that is, I think, is magnificent and so much adventure. And of course, right across the way is the Mornwood. So you could really campaign here and have people be able to leave the city, but also come back and experience all the fun of the city and really get a base of operations and meet friends and have things happen and all of the stuff that you can do when you have a center of population like this, right? And the things that happen in the city that are happening totally irrespective of whatever the party does, right? I mean, it's magnificent. Okay, let's look at the next one, Camera Mendy.
Okay.
I hope everybody's liking these.
Yes.
Should we be zooming in on those?
Okay. I will zoom in.
Yes. So this is the edge of the dump, and there's some ruins there, and it shows you kind of what's going on. You can see the fetid lake there. You can see the little arena where some, pretty not good sport takes place, blood sport takes place, right? But gosh, Camera Mendy, I haven't looked at this morning, when I was radically progressing as best as I could to do this because of your circumstance. I was so worried about you. I had a chance to kind of ponder these a little more as I was putting this together. And man, anyway, go to the next one.
Okay.
Zoom in.
Nope. Hold on.
So that's Rat Town, and you can see the mayor, the Dump Lord's house, the mansion of the Dump Lord. We have an artwork of the Dump Lord's house, right? But I mean, gosh, Camera Mandy, to just come to the dump, right, and to have the adventures that you could have there, right? The Dump Lord is, so we've got Terranea Fisante, right, who is sort of the leader of the Oath of Blood Syndicate. Well, the question of the Dump Lord's got a lot of power himself, and rivaling Terranea Fisante, and there's a lot going on in the dump area, right? So go to the next one. I hope people are enjoying this. So this is the Dump Lord's mansion.
I would say the Hatters are also in the Gloomport, but we're probably not so much in the dump.
There's a lot of Hatters living in the dump, Camera Mandy. There's lots of snails there too. Lots of snails in the dump.
Escargot, yes.
So this is the Dump Lord's mansion, and you can see all the stuff around it. There's a wonderful road there, and you can see all the shanties on the way to the Dump Lord's mansion.
This is very cool.
Oh, Camera Mandy, I can't even tell you, right? And they. By
the way, this whole segment is just focusing on the dump of the Gloomport. Imagine what the rest of the Gloomport
is maybe
gonna have.
Maybe I can dance that a little bit over the next, since we're doing the Gloomports anyway. I feel like we start things and don't finish them a lot right here. There's the Fetid Lake.
I mean, we finish the things that are really important to finish.
I think so. And you can fish here, Camera Mandy. People actually fish in the Fetid Lake. It's not good, right? But there's lots of poverty in the Gloomport.
Aww.
Right?
Okay.
So people have to make their way as best as they could. Well, whatever you say, Camera. The Hatters, so noble.
They are
so kind,
yeah.
so considerate.
Okay.
And they have a nefarious faction. Yes, they do.
There's just like a little part of them. Okay, I'm going to draw our winner.
All right, let's draw the winner.
Which, the winner of what? We don't know yet?
Don't know yet, but
we will contact you.
So cameraman.
Cassius335, congratulations.
So make sure you've gone to gooeycube.com/prizes.
Oh, I've sent Cassius.
But Cassius has won before.
Yes.
That's the good thing about coming to this stream, even if you think we're totally boring. The opportunity to win free stuff on a fairly consistent basis is there, right, Camera Mandy? And because it's not that many people, your odds are huge.
Yes, exactly. So I imagine we'll probably send Lawrence will figure it out. We'll let Lawrence figure it out.
Yes, these are not big prizes. The big prizes are in the sock. So you're probably getting a little prize.
Yeah.
Right. The big prizes are in the sock.
We're gonna let Lawrence. I'm just gonna give your names to Lawrence. Lawrence will do his thing. So.
Yes, but the thing is, I want to make sure we're talking about this because this was some damn thing you made up on the spur of the moment, Camera Mandy.
What?
The people were winning at the same day. This was all supposed to be putting into the sock.
I hate these progressive giveaways. They're the worst.
That's why we have Ead to help now.
Oh, okay.
So Ead's
Sounds
going to
good.
help. All right, what else we got, Camera Mandy?
It is our time.
It's time to go.
We made it through the stream without any prep. Well, I did a little prep. You did 10 minutes of prep.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the hooligans changed everything, right? So we had a different plan, but we'll move that plan to next week.
Yes.
And so we had a different plan, and the little hooligans
who
stole the phone. And denied it. Yes, that truly tells you that they're hooligans.
And people have joined us since the beginning of the episode, so they probably have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, it was madness. Camera Mandy's phone was stolen by. Show the pictures one more time, just real quick.
Okay.
So this morning, right before the stream, I get a call from Adam, who's Camera Mandy's husband, and Adam says, "Hey, dude, we got a problem. Mandy is not going to be able to show up." Who's that one?
That's Ella.
Yes.
And then this is Violet.
Ella and Violet.
I don't know which one of them did it, but it was in one of their bags, their sleepover bags.
So here's what happens. So Camera Mandy.
The Gooligans. Ooh, that's good.
The Gooligans. Who did that one?
491 Phantom. Hey, Dennis, I sent you a message on Facebook.
Dennis, you have a message on Facebook.
Yes. Okay.
So Camera Mandy has Ella and Violet spending the night, right, with Adam. They're having fun, right, doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning her phone is gone.
Stolen.
And so she's freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to get ready for Goo Morning Zyathé. And this is the kind of crap that happens. And this is why we are a low budget production. And this is why we love you all. And thank you for staying with us and enjoying this. I really do have some plans for this for next year to add to this wonderful thing that we do. And we don't forget this. If you got a little extra cash and you want to buy some gooey stuff, don't forget we got an incredible sale on right now. I mean, the values are really, really good.
And the decks of Perilous Fortuity are not on sale yet, but we should be dropping Perils and Fortunes by the end of this upcoming week. It's in playtesting right now.
Yes.
So.
And we're basically letting people have perils and fortunes, right? Plus, there's the other games, right? If you're a poker player and you like baseball, Fool's Down is way better than baseball. Yes.
Okay.
Now, some purist poker players would never play baseball because baseball is this crazy game where there's weird wild cards and things.
I did not know what you were talking about, but I'm getting that baseball is a card game.
Yes, so you can get the malt man where you get, if you get an extra card, baseball is the craziest poker game that exists as far as I know, except for Fool's Down. And Fool's Down is fantastical, right? And so I love Fool's Down. Of course, Marvelous Casey took a little riff off of Polish poker and created Conan Drew's, and Corey's got a couple of other games. So the deck of Perilous Fortuity really is coming into its own. And that is exciting because we wanted to have this special deck of cards in the world of Zyathé.
Absolutely. So, okay, well, it is our time.
Any last questions from the chat before we go?
Just have an awesome Saturday. Porthala says we'll stick with Hold'em.
Listen, you got to try it, bro. You got to try Fool's Down.
We're going to put the decks on sale for the release of Perils and Fortunes.
Yes.
So wait till the end of the week this week, and then pick up
a couple decks.
You need to have 2 decks for pretty much all the games that we have.
And we have a 2-deck price and all of that stuff.
And they're different. There's one that's green and one that's red.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, my friends. Thank you for always coming and being with us on these marvelous Saturday mornings and enjoying the time. We are so thankful for you and thankful for this time of year, right, where people are more charitable and people are more kind and loving towards others, which is a good thing, right? This is one of the things that I tried to instill in my children, and I know, Cameron, many of your parents have done the same, and we should always try to pass on charity as part of our thing, right? Because charity is meaningful in many, many ways. Much love, my friends. May all your adventures be sticky. Ha ha!